U.S. officials are moving to deputize state and local law enforcement partners for counter-drone activities ahead of the 2026 World Cup in an attempt to address a gap in legal authorities. While certain federal officials have been given the authority to counter unmanned aircraft that pose a credible threat to specified locations, that same authority has not yet been extended by Congress to state and local officials. So as U.S. cities look to enhance the security of their skies ahead of the World Cup matches they're slated to host, the federal government is moving to train and deputize law enforcement in those areas so they too can participate in counter-drone efforts. Details of those plans were shared last week in an event on drone mitigation co-hosted by the White House Task Force on the FIFA World Cup, Commercial Drone Alliance, and drone responders. Former Minnesota Senator Norm Coleman, who represents the 11 U.S. cities hosting World Cup matches on behalf of law firm Hogan Lovells, told reporters, quote, "There are some technical issues about who has capacity to do counter-drone technology, who can operate that equipment," unquote. Working with the FBI, he said the White House is requiring officials to be trained and that in effect, they will become deputized, he said. While Coleman said it would be cleaner and easier to do that via legislation, he told reporters, quote, "The public should understand that we have the capacity to ensure that the folks who need to operate the equipment will be able to do it," unquote. Through a recently launched FBI training program known as the National Counter UAS Training Center, state and local law enforcement officers will be educated and then granted authority by the Department of Justice for counter-drone work. That schoolhouse, located in Alabama, was ordered under President Donald Trump's executive order on drone mitigation and graduated its first class 2 weeks ago. During a sidebar conversation with reporters during last week's event, Andrew Giuliani, who leads the White House Task Force on the FIFA World Cup for 2026, said officials have made training through that school a priority for sites hosting both World Cup events as well as events for the country's 250th anniversary celebrations coming up next year. Giuliani described the authority law enforcement officers receive following training as, quote, "a backup plan," unquote.